Game Collector here with Second Opinion Games. I love the Atari Jaguar, and I want to own every single game in its catalog. However, there's something wrong here. You see, people don't really know what games actually came out during the console's life cycle. And some developers picked up games when the console died and finished them just several months after the console was presumed dead. Therefore, there's no clear line of distinction when the console died. That being said, I'm going to take a look at Iron Soldier 2, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the packaging here now. Okay, let me go into a little bit about the series here. So this is Iron Soldier for the Atari Jaguar, and it has a factory seal on it because that's how it was released. It was made by Atari, it's in 3 languages on the back, and overall the game's very good. Now here is Iron Soldier 3, which was released on the PlayStation, and a system called the Nuon. Now also, looks like it has a lot of polish, but overall the game's kinda crap despite that 4 out of 5 star rating. Which brings us to Iron Soldier 2 on the Atari Jaguar. This is the limited edition by Telegames, sorry. And this game kind of is a little dubious here, and this is why. Let me just show you here. This is what it comes with. Just a cardboard thing and a very shoddy manual. No overlay or anything, and it's kind of ridiculous. It makes me also wonder the legitimacy of this company. See, they're kind of known for picking up abandoned games that were abandoned by their developer, and they just sort of finish them. And I think they're more of a, I don't know, weird market. See, they also said that their games weren't factory sealed at all, which is just kind of weird. And they would just come in a plain box like that. Look at the label. The label's not even right. Matter of fact, the card on the back doesn't even say Atari like all the other cards. See, my Rayman here looks perfect. That's shoddy. And I really don't think that they're real games. Ugh. Let's talk the graphics here. Now, first off, if you don't own the original Iron Soldier game, get that one. Don't spend your time and energy and money playing Iron Soldier 2 if you never played the first one. The first one is a great starter game. This is for just the people who absolutely love that game. Looking at the graphics, you'll see that they reused all of the assets from the original game. Basically, they scavenged them left and right. And that's its biggest flaw, is that it still looks like you're playing more of Iron Soldier 1. Also, the one change that they did make was to the intros and made it a little more animated / cartoony comic book style. And it's really not a bad change, it's just a change. And that's really all I can say about it. So I'm reviewing the cartridge version here, not the CD version. The CD version had a lot of CG cutscenes, which were all removed in order to save space on the game. Also, the nice clear sound effects that would be on a CD version, also removed, and instead they shoved in the Iron Soldier 1 sound effects. So, with that out of the way, presentation's a bit bare bones. If you look at the menus, they're all serviceable, there's cheat codes. Heck, you could even put in a code to play as a little walking mech thing, which is really cool, except it's broken. Probably why they didn't add it in the full game and make you use a cheat code so you don't feel a little ripped off. See, with that, once you run out of ammo, you're basically screwed, and you can't finish the mission, and you just run around trying to die, which is not fun for a game to do. Other than that, presentation is serviceable for a Jaguar game. I mean, it is on the Jaguar, and it did come out pretty much after the Jaguar was dead, so what can you expect for a $120 game? Like the sound effects of the original Iron Soldier game? Well, guess what? You got them again. Yeah, that's great. They just poured everything over. It's a cut and paste job for a game that was nearly finished. Not to mention they tried to save room in the cartridge, like previously stated. Yada, yada, yada. However, they did add a couple of sound effects. They, along with some weapons that they add sound effects to go with them. So there's a pump-action shotgun that makes a ch-ch sound, even though there's no animation for the pump action. Also, there's jet airplanes now, which zoom by you and make a pretty cool sound effect. And also, if you're playing with headphones, it is in stereo. It's kind of cool to hear the jet goes from side to side. Other than that, same sound effects, and it's very serviceable and just okay. No problems in the gameplay department. It's just like Iron Soldier 1. Oh, except for now your radar doesn't seem to work at all. Of course, it didn't really work that well back then. But at least the intros sort of gave you a point of what you're supposed to do. In Iron Soldier 2, some of them are completely misleading. And it leaves you to try and figure out what the heck you're supposed to do. It is so frustrating. You end up blowing up everything in sight, just trying to figure out, okay, what I miss. And it's really rough. They do give you a couple of extra weapons, like some homing missiles, which are great for taking out some fighter jets flying by. Basically, it's the only weapon they use to take out the fighter jets flying by, which means if you have to take them out and you don't have that weapon, you are not going to be able to kill the fighter jets. It's very frustrating. Okay, I've been given a lot of grief, but the game is challenging and can be pretty fun, just like the first game. However, maybe a little too challenging. I spent so much time staring at a game over screen because I just got my butt handed to me. They could really put a lot of enemies on screen at one time, which is great that they're pushing the hardware, but not if you're getting blown out of the water hard freaking core. You could go from full health to dead in about 5 seconds in this game, which is not very fun and, very frustrating. No bosses in the game. Well, that's to be expected at this point. There wasn't a lot of bosses in Jaguar games. Okay, but the closest thing that comes to a boss in the game is one stage, where you have to take out 2 Iron Soldier robots. They're both really hard, and you basically have to load up on missiles. When you find one, launch every missile you have into them, take them down, and then run around punching houses for about 20 minutes trying to refill your life and refill your missiles, and hopefully you can make it to the next one and able to launch all your missiles into that one without dying first. Because like I said, the game's super hard. This game would not have been that hard in the first game. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't have been. I could have taken down these robots easily in the first game. However, in this game, the difficulty's ramped up hardcore. So this mission is the only boss. There it is. Okay, to sum it up, what do I think of Iron Soldier 2? I bet you're going to think that I absolutely hate this game. I don't. Honestly, more Iron Soldier for me is a good thing. The fact that I didn't breeze through all of these missions was actually kind of appealing because honestly, I was such an expert at the first game, I thought I was going to walk through this game in a matter of minutes. However, it was super challenging, especially because the intros don't tell you what to do, but okay, it was still challenging for the levels that it did tell me what to do. I'm still having a hard time beating the game. However, it did cost me about $100 plus, so I think I want to get my money's worth and play through it all. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching.